everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and today I'm giving you guys a review and a demo of beauty tools from BK Beauty. Am I blinding you all? Maybe so. But I have wanted to do this video for you guys for a while because I've had these brushes since February. Yes, I know. But I knew when I did this video, I wanted to give it justice. And so I wanted to try out the brushes and be able to give you guys my viewpoint on each and every one. And so that is what I did. These brushes were sent to me by the beautiful owner of BK Beauty, Lisa J Makeup, who is a fellow YouTube beauty influencer here. So if you guys have not seen any of her videos, definitely go check out her channel. She is such a kind and beautiful soul. She seems so sweet. I've never met her in person, but you can just tell because she radiates that energy. So I'm so excited to have these brushes. Thank you so much, Lisa J. And I'm excited to do this video for you guys because, like I said, I've had it on my list to do since February. So just because I've had it on my list to do doesn't mean that I haven't been using these brushes, because your girl has definitely put these brushes to use. Here are my brushes. They are currently dirty because, of course, I used them for this video, but I have all of the brushes from the line and I couldn't be happier about it. I just really couldn't. And I have a sponge right here. So I'm going to give you guys the details about the brands, a little bit more of their backgrounds, just so you guys can get a little bit more acquainted. And then I'm going to dive into the details about each tool. So here's a quick little excerpt about the brand. So it says, driven by a passion for beauty and mission of kindness, BK Beauty creates makeup products and tools that offer a luxurious feel with flawless performance. We help make application effortless and inspire creativity while celebrating beauty inside and out. With every purchase, a donation is made to inspire kindness. So we're not only dealing with beauty on the outside, but we are also dealing with beautiful people on the inside because the brand's owner is a philanthropist and she believes strongly in giving back. But let's go ahead and dive into the tools. That way you guys can get a little bit more insight on these because there's quite a few here. So I feel like I need to put on my foundation first. So I'm gonna do that. Today I pulled out my Hourglass Vanish Seamless Stick. The one-on-one brush is my favorite foundation brush shape. Like when I saw this, I immediately knew this was going to be love, because this just blends out any type of foundation so beautifully. You could literally just press it in, and then the way that it's shaped, it just kind of moves with your face and it doesn't streak your foundation on your face. So I love this brush. It blends so effortlessly. And when I say I've had to wash this brush consistently, because I've had this video on my list to do for a while, y'all, but every single time right before I'm about to film the video, this brush is always dirty because I love it. You can use it with a cream foundation. You can even go in and use this for cream cheek products. It's just gonna be bomb. So I love that. I cannot wait to put on some concealer today because your good sis looks a little bit tired. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my concealer. Normally I apply my concealer after I do my eyes, but I just cannot wait. I need to see my eyes concealed lickety split. So I'm going in with the Pat McGrath concealer. So y'all know I like to blend out my concealer with the sponge, and BK Beauty has a sponge. So this sponge has what I need. It has the pointed tip and it has a little booty. And this sponge is squishy without it being too squishy, and it doesn't pick up too much product. So that was super simple. It's the perfect texture. It's not too soft. It's not too firm. It's perfect. I love this sponge. So she has a few brushes that I could use to set my under eye concealer, but y'all know I love a sponge. But my number one choice to set my under eye with would be the 108 brush, just because it is so small. It's detailed. You could press in the powder. So if I wanted to use a brush, I would definitely go the route of using this one. But the sponge just lets you pack on that powder and it slightly blends it in for you. So I'm just going to press in my normal powder that I typically use because I need to be lifted. Yes. Now, shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. I feel better. Now I'm going to do my brows. So today I pulled out my powder brow palette, and this one is by Benefit. I'm going to take the 208 super tiny angled brush to fill in my brows. And this brush is very thin and it is very small, so you can be very precise with it. You could also use this brush for eyeliner, so using a gel eyeliner, or if you wanted to, take some shadow and you could really buff it in and blend it in like that. But I love little bitty small detailer brushes like this. I'm just gonna pick up some of this lighter powder right here first. I'm gonna fill in the front of my brow with that, so it can be pretty soft. This brush is so small that it's gonna help me create brow-like strokes. So that's very important to consider, the size and how thick your angled brush is when you're trying to do something like this, because you want it to look natural. So I'm just filling this in and bringing it over. So if I wanted to clean up around my brows, I would definitely go back in with this brush if I hadn't already dirtied it up with my brow products. But this is so small that you could go in with some concealer and get it exactly where you want it to be. To blend out my concealer and apply some eye primer, I could literally use any one of the eye brushes. They all could serve the same type purpose to do that. I'm gonna go with 205 though, because it is an angled brush, and so getting around my brows with this is going to be a little bit easier because it just naturally goes with the arch and the curvature of my brows. Plus, I'm gonna blend out my concealer, you know, a little bit further down. Just make sure that everything is seamless. You shouldn't see where you applied some concealer. And then mixed in with that, I'm gonna take a little bit of eye primer. This one is the Hourglass eye primer. And I am just going to kind of fluff this around on the eyelids, and we're gonna see what goes down. Now let's do some eyeshadow, darling. I'm tapping into the color Juliet with the 201 blending brush. I just want to do a really light eye look today. Right on top of this eyeshadow primer, I'm going to fluff this in my crease. And oh my goodness, so this brush is really soft and it's giving me a nice even blend. I don't see any skipping in my crease area. Everything is going on super seamless. It's picking up this powder very easily. It's not creating any additional kick up. Sometimes synthetic brushes can pick up too much product, but this one is just functioning very similarly to a natural hairbrush, so I'm not mad at it. It gave me a very easy blend. So same brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Victoria. I'm going to move down just a little bit right on this very outer edge there. Just add a little bit of depth, but like I said, I do not want to do a super dark eye today. I just want it to be very subtle. So that's all we're doing. Next, I'm going to take the 203 brush and the color Devotion. I am going to sweep this all across my lid. And like I said, I just want this look to be super simple today. I don't want to focus too heavily on eyeshadow. And I could have just as easily done this with the 206 brush, but since this brush is a little bit fluffier, it would have given me a little bit more of a wispy effect, and it wouldn't be as compact as what I'm doing with this. But with the brush that I'm using, I could go in and use pressing motions and build the color up and get a little bit more opacity. But I want this look to be kind of just simple, easy, and just quick. So I'm going to take this little detailer brush, the 204, come on little detailer, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Juliet again, right up against my lower lash line. I'm just going to take this color all the way across. And like I said, super simple eyeshadow look today. Also, this brush can fit really easily on the inner corners. So if you're struggling to get that area to pop, a brush like this can help you because it's going to really pack on that product because the brush is so compact. You're literally just like pressing and packing it on. So versatile. This is very necessary. I did a little bit of eyeliner down at the bottom too as I finished it off, but I wanted to do some eyeliner on camera with you guys with the 208 brush, so I went ahead and wiped it off, and I pulled out one of my favorite gel eyeliners, MAC Black Track. It is a classic. It is an eyeliner that is a go-to for me. I know it's going to work, and I'm going to show you how you can use this brush also as an eyeliner brush because, like I said, it is so small that it's going to let you draw on the line. So I love me a little bitty versatile detailer brush for some eyes. We're going to get this eyeliner together. Very detailed. I like that. She got her lashes on. Okay. She ready. Okay. So I need to set my face using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. And this is a pressed powder. You guys know I love and use this every day. Like, I've hit pan. You can tell it's well loved. So I have 5 different powder brushes here. And I could go in with any one of these and I could use it all over my face. For me, I personally would choose between these two for all over powder. This one is a 105 brush. You can also use this brush for your foundation. Like if you needed to get quick coverage and you needed to blend that baby out fast, you could go in with this because it is domed and it is sort of compacted. But it's not super, super compacted. So for me, I would personally use this one to pack on powder. So you can press and get you some more coverage with your powder with this brush. And then you could go in with this brush. Now, I love a tapered powder brush. I've said it time and time again on my channel. And this brush is so multi-purposeful. So you can use this for all over. And you can get a nice even application of powder. It's not going to pack on too much more coverage. So if you want coverage, go with the 105, but the 104 you could just sweep it on and get your face set. You could go in with this with your bronzer because it has that pointed tip there so you can be precise. You can go in with this with your blush if you want to, and the options are endless. So this is my ideal powder brush. This is my favorite shape, so I love this. As far as the other 3, I would go in with this with my powder too, but for different reasons. For the 103, like if I just wanted to sweep the powder on my face, I would go in with this brush, and I didn't want it to add any more coverage at all. So if I just wanted to do a light dusting of the powder, I would go in here. Same thing with this brush, the 102, but this brush is much fluffier. So if I am dusting away things off of my face, like this brush is perfect because it is not compact enough to sweep off any makeup that you already have on your face. This brush is super fluffy, so it's basically gonna be like a little baby broom. I love that. But I also like this brush for bronzers. Not very, very opaque bronzers, but a bronzer that's kind of like go with the flow. If you wanted to have a nice wash of color, and it doesn't matter if it's super, super specific with the placement, you just wanted to add that glow, this is a fabulous brush for that. Now, if you have a smaller face, I wouldn't do it. But for me, I could go in with it and it would give me a nice bronze application. And this brush right here, I could go all over the face with this, but it's so small that it would take me a little bit longer. But this brush will be fantastic for cheek products, but we'll get there. So I'm gonna go in with the 104 brush over here and give you guys an idea of how it will look with setting my foundation with that. So I'm just using pressing motions, one and done. Super soft brush. It picked up the perfect amount of powder and I'm able to press it in and I don't have too much mess with it. So I like that and I like how it feels and I like how it laid down that powder. No problems. Now on the other side, I'm going to use the 105 brush and I'm going to show you how much more coverage I can get with this because because this brush is a little bit more compact, it's going to pick up more product. So I'm just going to press this in. You can use buffing motions if you want, but I would recommend to only do that if you're only using a powder foundation, which this is going to be fabulous for because it's going to give you that coverage and you're going to use less product because it's applying it more compactly and less of that powder is going into the air. So this is giving me more coverage, as you guys can see, because it's more or less packing on the powder on my skin. Now I need to see about these cheeks because I need these cheeks to be popping, okay? Like I said, I'm going in with the Big Kahuna, the very, very fluffy brush, and I'm going to apply my bronzer with this. So this brush is very, very flippity flop, so be careful. But just keep it where you want the bronzer to be. And it is just going to fluff out this bronzer and give us the easiest bronzer application. And so I'm not picking up too much product. I'm literally just dipping in there, getting it on the brush because you don't want to have any splotchiness. But this brush is just going to effortlessly bronze up the skin. And for highlight, like I said, the 108 brush, that's going to be me. But you could take it here, but I'm going to take it here. I'm just going to pick up just a little bit of this highlight. This one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood Loose Highlighter. And this one gets out of control if you let it. But I just want a little bit of this. And y'all, I am literally just tapping in there and blending this out. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Now I need to get my blush popping, and I can go here or here. So this one is the 107, this one is the 106 brush. Both of these are gonna give me a nice and beautiful blush application. If you guys saw my Fenty Cream Bronzer and Blush demo / review, I used the 106 brush pretty much most of the time in that video. But the 107 is going to give you a little bit more of a lighter application just because the bristles are not as compact as the 106. But the 106 is phenomenal for blending out any cream products. I'm going to go in with the MAC blush in the color Blush Please. I'm going to take the 107 brush for that and dip right in there. Oh my gosh, it's picking up so beautifully. And just sweeping that on the cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with the 106 on the other side just so you guys can see. You are going to be able to stamp it and place it exactly where you want it to go. It just fits in that place so simply. So I went in with the 106 once on my cheeks and I got the same results as I got with the 107 when I went on twice with that color. So I dipped and I went back. But both of them are beautiful, easy to use brushes, so I'm happy to have both. Now she's gonna put on her lip and she's gonna put on her earrings, and then she's gonna come right back and let you know what she thinks about BK Beauty brushes. So be right back. Alright guys, so my makeup is complete. Now let's talk about my final thoughts about BK Beauty. So let's start off with the sponge, and as you guys saw in the demonstration, this sponge blended out my under eye area and set that area beautifully. This sponge still has a nice bounce to it, and I definitely wet this sponge probably 40 minutes ago before I started this video, and it still has that nice squishiness to it, but it still allows you to have control over how you're blending out your products, and it does not pick up too much of your products, and it just gives you a nice and easy and beautiful blend. So I really like this sponge. I'm happy that I have two because I do my makeup every day and I'm kind of rough on sponges. So this is definitely a sponge that has been a staple in my collection. All of my sponges stay dirty. I'm a sponge girl for sure. So this one is A1. I'm not going to hold you in suspense. These brushes are amazing. They really, really are. And as a professional makeup artist, you guys know I've grown up doing makeup. I am accustomed to using natural fibers with my tools. And so for a brush to make it into my professional makeup artistry belt, it has to have a certain level of professionalism. It has to blend, it has to perform, and it has to be consistent. And I am here to say I would comfortably add these brushes to my professional makeup artist brush belt. So many of these shapes are some of my favorites, and I feel like these shapes are unique. They're not super readily available, but all of them are so necessary because the shapes of these brushes are so multi-purposeful. So for a lot of these brushes, you can do so many different things, and that's true with every brush that you get. Don't just limit yourself to just doing one thing with your brushes. Definitely venture out. Like, even if a brush says that it's for a highlight, still try to use it for something else if you feel like it makes sense in your makeup routine. These brushes are amazing. Even if you cannot get all of them, if you're able to get like 3 or 4, you'll still be able to do probably 8 to 10 things with the 3 or 4 brushes that you have. So I love that these are so multi-purposeful. I love the bristles of these brushes. Like I said, in my professional makeup artistry kit, I typically use natural brushes. And that's because natural brushes give you a different type blend with your powders. And sometimes with synthetic brushes, it may not adhere to that powder and it may not pick up that powder as you need to. But if you're looking for an alternative to natural hair, then these are some of the closest that I have used. And I think that is extremely impressive. With all the powder products that I used today, these blended out beautifully. I've used these with cream products, and these of course work beautifully. But these are very versatile products and they work with whatever medium you're choosing to use. And that's why I like these so much, because these are very similar to a natural bristle, and I feel like these are super high quality. They're very soft, they are not scratchy, and if we're talking synthetic brushes, these reign supreme. They do. They are top tier luxury synthetic brushes. So I definitely give these my stamp of approval. Let me know if you all plan on picking up any of these brushes down in the comment section. I will check you guys in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.